This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Amber Heard admits to abusing Johnny Depp during their marriage. In an explosive audio conversation from 2015, she admits to hitting Johnny Depp. Okay, so this was the center of the conversation all through the weekend. And reactions.
Hashtag justice for
reaction.
Johnny
I
Depp.
mean, I saw the hashtag. That was, I'm like, okay, what happened? What are we looking for justice? Then I saw the audio. But I'm not surprised. I mean, on this table, I like to say that I told you guys so. I mean, I always maintain that there is more. Not even just me. I think all of us on this table, we've been having this conversation for more than a year now, and we've always pointed out something that is not adding up in everything she's been putting out, you know, and we also said that we're happy that he came out with the lawsuit at the end of the day, because if this lady really abused you that much, it's not okay for you to keep quiet and cow in because there's a signed agreement for everybody to keep quiet. Then the devil that was pushing her pushed her to go and write the opinion article, right? And Uncle became angry. But I'm happy this is coming out now, although the conversation is now very, let me use the word tedious, because you are seeing people standing, oh, team feminist, this, women have been going through this for a long time and blah blah blah. Like, that's not the point
that anybody should take on this matter at all. Because okay, for this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I've actually known, like, when I was on Twitter, I used to like follow all these conspiracy theorists people. So they're always saying that it was not, you know, Johnny Depp was not the abuser, that Amber Heard was the abuser in the relationship, but there was no concrete evidence. We just knew that they had a case in court and they were going back and forth, and there were so many people that were exposing her pictures and saying that this was a day before she had bruise marks, the day after the bruise marks were not there. They were now asking questions that how quickly do bruise marks heal? And then you look at Johnny Depp's pictures. You look at Johnny Depp's pictures, you can see there's picture evidence of when he cut his hand. There's pictorial evidence of after his surgery. You can still see the scar there. So I feel like Johnny Depp has more evidence of actual domestic abuse. And then if you listen to the audio tapes, as far as I'm concerned, if you were not won over before by the pictorial evidence, if you are still confused after listening to the audio tapes, then I don't know what to say to you, because it's glaring to me that obviously she's not as innocent as she put herself to be.
Being a victim of domestic violence myself, I would say that it's difficult for a man to actually admit that he's a victim of, because of the patriarchal system.
Yeah, sorry to cut you. I like that you're coming from that angle, which is what I want to mention. I tweeted something and I said men, something around the lines of men need to wake up and let go of this whole toxic masculinity thing.
Need to speak up.
Because a lot of manipulative women understand it and they are using it to their advantage. And some people came for me and was saying that I was trying to victim shame Johnny Depp. And I said, no, if you've actually followed this show, you know that I would never victim shame anyone, not talk of Johnny Depp, because we've had this conversation over and over again. But I'm glad that you're coming from that angle now, and I want you to carry on. But I just want to use the opportunity to tell men to speak up. Like, it is not, you are not going to be seen as weak or anything. No one has the right to abuse anyone.
I think it's okay for men to show emotions. I think it's okay for men to cry, and which is something that I would instill in my son when I eventually have a son, that look, show your emotion. Be weak when you have to be. Cry when you have to be. When you have to cry.
Human.
And you're human. That is just part of all being human. But, you know, a lot of men tend to bottle a lot of things inside, and then you feel like, oh, I'm the man. I can't show no weakness. No, it's not about that anymore. So Johnny Depp, I think it was forced, and it took a lot of courage for him to actually release it, to finally do it, because for a long time I think it was going to let it go.
And the kind of image that Johnny Depp even has in the Hollywood industry,
everybody says him like the bad boy, Pirates of the Caribbean, Aquaman, all of that. Do you understand? So it's so crazy that you just feel like someone like that will be abused, and then it sounds kind of unbelievable, and the society will be forced to believe that, oh, it's how can you say that? It's like the story we're talking about Dr. Seed and his wife when she said it's twice my size.
Not about that.
But people need to know that there are different forms of abuse. We have psychological, we have physical abuse, but in this case is physical, it's psychological, because
and
you
I
could
think
hear
it's
her
also
shouting
emotional.
as well.
Because if you
saying,
listen to that audio tape, she said, stop being a baby. She was so condescending.
Do you understand? Like you need to know that, like you said, that women that actually take advantage of this toxic masculinity, like they know about it already, so they feel like, you're not gonna do anything. You
and even if you do anything, people will believe you.
Yeah, you can't tell your friend you can't tell your friend I slapped you. I slapped you, because they probably won't believe. But the moment a lady comes out there, and do you know why this is disturbing? Because women who are now the real victims of domestic violence will be affected by this, because people will be, are you sure? Are you sure I really did it, or you're doing? Do you understand? So
I think like what is the most ironic part of this story is that she became an icon for domestic abuse survivors. In fact, I even read a statement where she put out, and she was saying that as somebody who has experienced this, I can share my experiences with women and encourage them. She became like an icon, a beacon of light for so many domestic abuse survivors.
I think men also, this doesn't, I mean, women are kind of fighting their own battle these days, which is not what I kind of stand for, because I feel like we should all fight for each other. But since we have more women speaking up for women, I think men should also take a cue from this and not judge their fellow men. So the way we say that women are women's enemy, there's a way that is put. It's the same way when a guy will come out, like you said, a guy cannot comfortably tell his guy friends that a woman slapped him, because the other guy like, waiting they do you this CC, you this and blah. I mean, a lot will come out of it. So I think we all need to be better, and I really want to see where this case goes to right now, that this level of evidence is out, you know. So
and then I also want to look at it from both angles, because the fact that this tape is coming out doesn't also rule out completely that Johnny Depp was not abusive in any way as well. Now, the fact that a woman is fighting back or talking back doesn't mean there could be an actual fight where we're both abusive towards each other. So I don't want, until this case is over and all the ever, I don't want to say, oh, I'm ruling out what. So I want to put it like it's a 50-50 thing. They were both abusive towards each other.
I don't really think it's a 50-50 thing, because if you listen to the entire audio tape, it was the one who was saying of, I don't want us to. I don't want.
Also said though. That's what Amber Zatoni also
said. She was saying that they turned the tape around.
No, she didn't even say they turned it. She said the fact that a woman fights back or doesn't or talks back doesn't mean that.
That's what I'm saying. From that tape,
doesn't mean
that tape did not give the vibe.
Victim of domestic
it doesn't
violence.
also mean that she is a victim of domestic violence.
Do you understand? That's why I'm saying that until this case is over, I wouldn't want to jump on any one side. I wouldn't want to say justice.
I would say that
I just want to say
Johnny Depp has more evidence.
The right person.
I would say Johnny Depp has more evidence of physical abuse being meted out on him than Amber. And I'll also say that if you listen to the progression of the audio tape, you would see that Johnny Depp was, because they were saying that they were trying to.
You know, they could come up with it that that's a one-sided tape, that they didn't play the full conversation.
Well, until they come out, though.
Until they come out to say that.
I think I'm just going to sit on the fence on this one. I'm going to be Switzerland completely.
Yeah, justice for Johnny Depp, because he has lost so much, and it was only his friends in the industry.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it. I mean, he is the one losing so much.
He's the one who is losing so much from everything.
Why is he the one losing?
Why is he the one losing everything?
Because that's the patriarchal thing we're talking about, and that is the what's it called? Support for women in terms. No, okay, sorry. I think it is more like the support for women when domestic violence comes up way more than it comes for men. Do you understand? So I'm sure he has been letting them know that from the get-go that look, she was also abusive, but nobody believed him.
I mean, this just came.
Do you understand?
So let's see what will happen.
The fact that it's a man that is doing it, they believe it's unheard of. You're a monster, you're a beast, but they don't know that there are women that are actually worse than men.
I hope he gets his justice, to be honest, because Johnny Depp has really, like, if not for J.K. Rowling in his life that gave him a role in Fantastic Beasts, he would not have had any, like, he did not have any big or major movie franchise, save for the Fantastic Beasts and where they come from, because they sacked him from the Pirates of the Caribbean. So he has lost so much. And then what's her name, Amber, if she was truly abusive, is going to feature in Aquaman 2, and it's like nothing is happening to her own career. Her own career is just shining.
Don't say nothing is happening.
Right.
You don't know what could happen in the next 1 week.
Now,
I mean, this just came out, so people are watching and deciding.
Yeah, so maybe it will be a 50-50 thing.
Hopefully, justice for Johnny Depp.